His mask.
It's going to be close again. Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going to go on a quest for truth together. Yes, we are, because we're going beyond the range of strange, where the outrageous is contagious, and the paranormal is the new normal. Yes, right here, questing for the truth, and you are the truth questers as well. We're all questing for the truth. A questing we will go. Oh yeah, all over the place. Well, hello, Edward Taylor. How you doing there? I'm going to share this on out so we can get some more people. I never disclose the exact time I'm going live because it's always a surprise to me too, you know? So there you go. I hope you're all having a fine evening tonight, wherever you may be in the real universe. And putting this on out with a little call to action. How does that strike you? Well, folks, I had the great pleasure to be on another program tonight, and that was with earlier today, and that was 1 Foot in 5D. I was on that fine program with Alara and Foyle. Very, very fun. Very fun program they got there. And we got one like. I'm going to be number 2. So number 2 will be my lucky number. When you smash that thumbs up, that's your lucky number. And you can use that lucky number for a week, maybe even longer. And while you can use lucky numbers for lots of different things, can't we? Yes, we can. We surely can. I'm going to go ahead and also share this out to my page. That's what you call it. Boy, the dogs were a little unruly. I had to bring them in. I hope they're going to be quiet down there. So, and there we are to a page. Still on Facebook. And there we go. Original post. Yes. There we go. All that's out of the way. Well, how do you like that? Well, hello, Catherine Weiss, Terry Hopper. I hope you're having a wonderful evening too. Hello, Green Dragon 64. Good to see you here. Yeah. So today, friends, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to look at another old case. You know, it's so funny to see some people looking at these old cases and trying to debunk them or thinking they debunked them. So I always keep an eye on the old case. Some of the old cases are very interesting. Are they true? I don't know. That's why we're on the quest. Maybe someone in the audience has the answer to this. I don't know. Hey, Dark Brain, greetings. There, he's one of the finest. Boy, I tell you, having that wrench by your name is a big thing. I mean, you have to do stuff. So, I mean, I have a lot of respect for anyone with the wrench by their name, because it's not an easy job. Because I you know I guess I was given, I think they gave it to everyone over there on the mystery ship. But I was like, oh my gosh, now what do I do? I'm like, oh, panicking, like I didn't get the training. I'm not sure what to do. What's admissible, what's not. I still don't even know. But anyway, we're just winging it. That's what we're doing. That's all we can do. Because with the rules changing every day, I mean, how can you do anything but, right? I don't know. Works for me so far. Hey, we got 7 thumbs up. All right. That's pretty cool. So the case that we're going to take a look at here, you might remember it. It's the Dr. Jonathan Reed alien encounter that you may have heard about. And well, if you haven't heard about it, let me either refresh your memory or show you a little image here so that we can all know what we're talking about. Okay, here's a nice image. Now this, I just pulled off the intranet. I think it's like a thumbnail made by some other program, and I didn't catch who it was. So fair use. This is something that, so this kind of illustrates the story. Just very briefly, here's Dr. Jonathan Reed. He's a doctor of philosophy, I believe. And he's out just on a hike with his dog out in the woods. Oh my goodness, Catherine Weiss, thank you so much for the super chat. Wow. Thank you very, very much. Um, it's always a very pleasant surprise when I get a super chat, and it makes me want to do even better and more cool shows in the future. So thank you so much, Catherine Weiss, for that super chat. And and I apologize if I don't see all of the chats, but when I'm doing things like getting images ready, I can't see the chat a lot of times. So like right now, I'm going to be looking at this, talking about it. So here's Jonathan Reed, Dr. Jonathan Reed. Okay, so here is this alien craft. So he's walking through the woods. He's on a hike with his dog, and his dog runs ahead of him. He's barking like crazy. He finally gets up to him. He sees this being, and the dog is on his arm, and he's shaking it like the dog is like a rag doll. But he said the dog's like 100 pounds. So this thing was very smart, very strong, even though it was very spindly looking. And so he just instinctive, and then the alien or whatever this being is here, if you can figure out what the heck that thing is, it ripped the jaw apart and killed the dog. And at that point, Jonathan just lost it, and he grabbed a branch and he like smacked the guy in the back of the head. He thinks he killed him, but I think he actually just mortally wounded him. And then he carried the body out. He says like 30 pounds, very, very small, very light. He put him in his freezer, and he went out later. It was like screaming. It let out this horrible scream. But when he was videotaping this, he was videotaping this encounter with this ship and everything. This is a still from the video. And the video camera was going crazy because of the electromagnetic field that this thing was giving off. And he was throwing up. It's a horrible thing to watch if you've ever watched it. And then this right here is this interesting kind of a sleeve or a bracelet, a metallic bracelet he found near the body of the alien after he smacked it over the head. And it's got 3 needles on the inside that penetrate through your skin. And We have a video of that if you want to watch it. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, a link to the video. Yeah, hold on. I was gonna. Let me see. Yeah, I do have the video here. Let me see if I can get it. Nope, that's not it. Okay, is this it? All right. That's one of the videos, but it's not a very pleasant video. I don't think it's a very good one to watch. I had another one up here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I think this might be it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, I was going to get the link for it. I'll put it in the chat. Oh, I need to put the call information in the chat too, don't I? Gosh, it's always something, isn't it? So here's that video, the video I'm just going to play right now. That's very interesting. He demonstrates this teleporting thing, this bracelet, and it's kind of crazy. So here we go. Let's just go ahead and do this. And thank you so much again, Catherine, for that super chat. And I usually do see the super chat. So if you have something you really need to get across, I do usually notice those. They're a little bit, they make them really easy to notice. So I gotta find that video. I think this is it. Pretty sure that's it. That's it. All right. I should have it queued up here, so let's see how this sounds. Tell me if you can hear it.
This is what so many people have tried to say doesn't exist.
That's the bracelet.
It simply is a figment of someone's imagination. It has symbols across the front of it. This is what I found in the forest in 1996 when I first encountered the creature or the alien. I believe that it's some kind of bioelectric interface between the wearer of this device and the owners of it, that they actually activated. It has 3 needles on the inside that actually penetrate your arm, the wearer of this, that I think creates a interface, biological interface with the device and or the beings who use it. So my impression of it is that it's designed to keep control and communication between the extraterrestrial and their superiors. I believe it fits on your arm, the wearer's arm, like this. If you push down, the needles penetrate your skin, tissue, into the nerves of your arm. There is some pain to it, but it quickly goes away. It becomes kind of a cold, almost a frozen type feeling. Very quickly, that pain subsides. But if it functions, which sometimes it doesn't, it starts a throbbing inside your chest, literally a pulsation inside your chest that starts from the center and emanates to your extremities and becomes harder and harder. And then when that happens, then it starts to be activated by, there, I can feel it. I can feel it in my chest. It's painful, but if I hold my chest, it has a tendency to be less painful. And then they make the decision
Here it comes.
whether
Notice the interference. The electromagnetic field creates, it's affecting the video cameras. That's not easy to fake. When he comes back. Here he comes. Blinding light. Again, it's disrupting the video camera. And there he is. Doesn't look like very much fun. So he there's a lot of heavy breathing and everything else like that. What do you think about that? I mean, very interesting, I'd say. I'd have to say, very interesting. So there you go. Yeah, when this first came out, I thought it was a total hoax. The more I look at it, the more I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that. Looks painful. Yeah. Hey, Corbin. Yeah, it sure does look painful. Hey, Terry, how you doing? Yeah, it's that case has always really intrigued me. Definitely the Jonathan Reed story, because he actually came back with the physical body. Now he does not have the body anymore. Something happened to it. Of course, something always happens to stuff like that, right? Yeah, it looks painful. He's either a really good actor and they had some kind of special effects going on, but I don't know, the live audience there, they were pretty mesmerized. I would think that it'd be a very difficult thing to fake, but I suppose they could. I mean, yeah, very interesting at least. That's right. Green Dragon 64. So what did it accomplish? What happened exactly? So he was teleported from one position to where he was to another and then back. Just a simple teleportation. So, and he said sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's up to them. I don't know if he has a position in his mind when he's going, or if he just goes wherever they put him. I don't know. But I wish they would have had like cameras further back, to get like a further view. Of course, they probably couldn't anticipate what was going to happen. And, that the film would have those kind of anomalies. But yes, Gaffer, I think he did do a number of them. He did a lot of them. You can find a lot of his videos in Spanish too, because he was down in Mexico, and that's where his case really, started to take off, because the Mexican media was a little bit more friendly to stories like this than the American media. So back then, of course, it was, and that was 96. He was saying that that's the year I saw my UFO over Chippewa Falls. And also 1997 was supposed to be the year of disclosure. And that, I believe, is why you had this ramp up of all of these encounters, including the Dr. Reed, you know, and even my own UFO encounter over Chippewa Falls in the middle of the day. It was a silver disc. It looked just like the sport model, you know. It looked just like this. This is what it looked like, okay? Zipping around, shoo, shoo, shoo. And so there it was, 1996. That's what I saw, exactly this. It would look exactly like that, and it was zipping around. And it totally freaked me out, and it wasn't very much fun. Hello, Mud Rabbit. Hello, Celestial Soul. Good to see you here. Susan Phipps, hello. And of course, Gaffer Anon. I love that. You know, that's a cool name, Gaffer Anon. I love the names that people pick. It's pretty darn cool. Makes me wish I would have had an Anon name, you know. Yeah, good point, Corbin. Yeah, people did things back then, experienced it, then moved on. For the people witnessing it, witnessing back then, they were comfortable knowing their truth and less worried about proving it to anybody. That's a good point. Yeah. So there. So that's a curious one, don't you think? A very curious one indeed. And let me see. Yeah. That's pretty strange. But now if you look at the face of it here, find it. There it is. As he's filming this, he's walking around it, the eyes are glistening like it's not totally dead. And in the pictures that he took of it, and the videos he took of it in the woods, it was white. So it turned this dark brown color. So it wasn't always that color. It was kind of white or a pale gray. And the face did not look like it had any wrinkles on it whatsoever. It was very smooth looking. Of course, it was a daytime, so you can't tell maybe. But I remember when I first saw this, I thought, well, it's a paper mache fake thing. It's paper mache. The more I look at it now, it's like, no, this looks like a creature. This looks like a, look at that mouth. I don't know, man. Yeah, very strange. Indeed. Very strange. Oh, that video. Do you want to watch that video too? He kind of unwraps it. It's kind of gross. You see the stuff coming out of the back of his head. It's pretty gross. Oh, you just want the link? Okay. All right. Yeah, and you can always find other there's lots of there's all this other stuff I want to that's not it. Here it is. Okay. Dr. Jonathan Reed, Alien Encounter 14, Full House footage. So I'll get that link, Aruni, put it over here for my buddy Corbin. and for everyone's watching pleasure. So he unwraps it. He's kind of breathing heavy again. This thing, it freaked him out. I mean, he's got the dead body of an alien, and he's probably freaking out. So I don't know. Has the ring of truth to me, but who knows, right? Oh, Truth Quest. Is there already an Elvis Anon? I don't know, but that's a great idea, Gaffer Anon, Elvis Anon. But people already know who I am, so wouldn't be an Anon. Yeah, that pic does look pretty real. They also show him like opening up the eye, so you can see the eye more. He opens the lid up. So yeah, you search around on the intranet, you'll find some interesting things there. Of course, this was done, back in the mid 90s. So we're talking like the shoulder cam. You have to rest it on your shoulder because it's as big as a Ford Pinto. And you got to carry the thing around with you, and they're huge and they're heavy. But and they don't have a very clear picture, so it's kind of fuzzy. So, this is like one of the few frames in the video where you see some really good detail in the face. So that's that. Isn't that interesting? I also would like to show you, okay. Now, you remember before I showed you what the true meaning of the word mandate was, right? Well, here's something else pertaining to that same subject matter. So there you go. How do you like them apples? New mandate by decree of King Fauci. Free thinkers, just toss it in the fire. There. It gave a little good. It gave something back. It wasn't just bad news. It gave something back. So, that's what I always did too. Back when I was a kid, people weren't swearing so much, but they would say derogatory things to each other. Like they would call you a drip. And if someone ever called me a drip, they'd say, "Yeah, you drip." And I'd say, "What? A drip is a drop is water, water is nature, nature's beautiful. Thanks for the compliment." So if we take everything as a compliment, I think that would go a long ways too. Yeah. Well, I like the definition of mandate on another meme I had. It was a picture of the Obamas, an early picture before Big Mike grew his hair out. So there you go. That's the mandate, a real mandate. But it's not a law. Don't let them fool you. It's a suggestion. Thanks for the suggestion. I just wish they would stop the indoctrination in the grocery store. They're playing it don't forget to social distance. It's like, oh my God. Can you imagine working in a place like that, hearing it over and over and over? Man. Yeah. Yeah, well, I thought that was a model when I thought it was just a paper mache model of an alien. But like I said, as the years go by, I take a lot of looks at these things, and it's like, wait a minute here. Maybe there's something to it. I mean, nothing good came out of this for him for coming forward. He didn't want to come forward, but I think he did out of his own, for his own safety, I believe. Idiocracy is a documentary, yeah. Yeah, you know, take any movie and that's what they're doing, right? They're always using entertainment in some kind of a controlling way, in ways we're not even aware of. Like, for instance, some of the benevolent extraterrestrials that have given the basically the space cabal, you know, these advanced, you know, technologies with the intent of sharing it with the entire planet. And then years go by and they say, hey, Earthlings, we gave you this life advantaging technology. We told you to share it with your population. How come you haven't done that? Well, we did. We made these series of movies and a TV show to show them all about it. They weren't interested. Nobody signed up. Like, this is what they're doing. They're so deceitful, but that's all coming to an end because these people, they can read your mind. They know what's, if they're in front of you and you're interacting with them. So it's only going to be, it's eventually they're going to hopefully figure this whole thing out. Let's just hope. In the meantime, we have to hold the line and continue to disclose things that we know. If you know something, disclose it. Don't keep it secret. Don't keep it secret. You know, I had a friend who was in the military. He witnessed the teleportation of armaments from like ammunition and guns and things. They could teleport those, but they couldn't teleport people in this certain type of teleport system that they had. He witnessed that. He was a cook and I think he was a gunner, but he passed away a couple of years ago. But I'm glad that he told me that because that's good corroboration that some of that teleportation technology is being used in the military, in the everyday military. So, and they also use it to put people in the front lines, apparently. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Yeah. And I think I told you all that, oh, wait a minute. Oh, cancel culture sometimes backfires, people, doesn't it? That good old cancel culture just kind of like self-rectifies itself somehow. So we might be saying goodbye to Big Bird. Where'd he go? I hope he's coming through. Let me check. Yeah, because apparently they are, the Muppets are, apparently the Muppets have gotten their doctorate. They're all doctors and they can prescribe things and they can, even without seeing you, they have this magical ability to know what's best for you. Isn't that amazing? These Muppets. People, if you haven't figured out they're using puppets to deliver their message, what better illustration can this be, right? Literally puppets, Muppets. Someone needs a big turkey. Yeah, Mud Rabbit. Yeah, there is that kind of uncomfortable meme. I think it's Bert and Ernie and everyone around the table, and on the table, the bird is Big Bird, and you can see his feet. It's like pretty obvious who it was. Yeah, pretty funny. Hey, Abby, good to see you here. All righty then. I thought that was great. You know, one of my favorite memes that came about in these last few years was the one that showed, all of the Sesame Street characters and it said, "We're going to take down the deep state with just with the letter Q and the number 45." And I thought that was awesome. Dig that one up one of these days, and that's a classic meme. Wouldn't you say? I'd say that's a classic. We should have the meme hall of fame. The memes. You know what? I had a meme revisit me today. I wonder if I can find that one. It's a meme I did a couple years ago, and then all of a sudden I see it. One of my friends posted it, or reposted it. They circulate. It's kind of like you're sending out all these little, memes, sending them out into the world, and sometimes they come back and they visit. It's so cool. It's so cool when they do that. Yeah, well, first maybe there it is. First, maybe I'll show you, where is it? My latest granddaughter. I hope this is okay if I show her picture. And she was just born a few days ago. And so there she is. I hope she's visible. Oh. Well, there it is. Hello.
Hello.
It's Max. Maxwell Smart. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. How is everybody?
I'm pretty good. How is the chat doing? Let's see. You know what? I'm going to put the meeting information in. I haven't done that yet. So what's new with you, Max?
Oh, I've been decoding more mathematics in our reality.
Okay.
Things pointing to many more things pointing to 11/9, which could be tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I think I mentioned that the first time I did this mathematics, which I call VMath, which has been many meetings ago. I don't know if you know which episode, but I noticed that there was all these numbers, like Jesus spells 70. When you add all the digits, you get 74 or 11.
Okay.
When you convert that into a date, there is no 11-0, right? So, but in this math, you add 9 to any number, and you get the same number. So, meaning, take 11 and add the 2 digits, you get 1 plus 1 is 2. And if you take 11 plus 9, you get 20, which is 2 plus 0. So that's also 2. So I've been noticing more similarities. The Milky Way, which if anybody had been watching David Wilcock, he was saying that the angel Michael was telling him that he channeled supposedly Angel Michael, which said the name of the consciousness of the Milky Way was Jesus.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And if you add the digits Milky Way, you get 119 or 11-9. Okay, what is the date supposedly that we celebrate Jesus' birth? Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
The word Christmas adds to 110. And if you convert that into a date, there is no 11-0, right? But again, you can add 9 to any number and get the same number in this math. So that's 11-9. And all kinds of other things, like different other characters. I remember I did in the past, I showed how all kinds of different television shows, key people encoded for, 11-9 or 11. Well, I just did another one from Baywatch, Summer Gwen. It comes out to 1730, which is, remember I said that the where we go one, we go all,
Mm-hmm.
codes to 1730 or otherwise Q30,
Okay.
which we're given in the drops. I contend that means something. Okay. If you take Star Trek Enterprise, the show, there's an episode where Captain Jonathan Archer, which by the way, when you add the name Captain Jonathan Archer, you get 200 exactly. If you subtract 11 from the first part of that 20, you get 9, and then 9 plus the remaining 0 is 9. Again, it adds 11, 9, and if you don't believe, you say, well, that was 200, not 20. Okay, we'll do it that way. Let me show you. Take 200 minus 11 from it. What do you get? 189. Okay, add those digits. 1 and 8 is 9, plus 9 is 18. Now add the digits again. 1 and 8 is 9. Okay, in this math, it makes no difference which order it is in. Finally, in this key battle, then Jonathan Archer is trying to unite the Tellarites, the Vulcans, the Andorians, and show them that they have a common enemy, the Romulans. Jonathan Archer uses a phrase, and I think this phrase is why I'm here tonight. I think this phrase is a coded message to our military. One man can summon the future. That's what Jonathan Archer says. Now, if you take the digits from that, one is 34. You can all write these down if you want. 1 is 34. Man is 28. Can, the word can is 18. Summon adds to 95. The adds to 33. Future adds to 91. When you add those all together, you get 299. Add the first two digits, 2 and 9, you get 11, and you get 9. So I don't know if it means this date for sure or not, but I think that's why I'm here tonight. So
Well, I'm pretty confused. So, but I'm not a numbers guy. You are the numbers guy, and we probably have some numbers people in the audience too.
well, I don't know if you can point them to the episode. I don't know which episode that was when I explained this. This is a mathematics I developed, and it's the mathematics that encodes all the drops.
Okay.
I was trying to explain a little bit of that the other day, and this is the one. It's kind of one of the proofs to me that I had something to do with all this.
Mm.
Okay. And we'll just have to wait and see. It may be that maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not going to deny that possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a reason the Post had these numbers. It was clear as day to me. So I think that's the message I was most importantly supposed to pass on today.
Okay. Well, thanks. Appreciate that.
I mean, there's other things we can talk about. I'm certainly interested in whatever you were talking about.
Well, I just put up a
Right.
picture of my
Call in.
my latest granddaughter, Emery. There she is, with her cute little hat, and so yeah, I got 2 granddaughters now.
Oh, you got a new granddaughter? Or?
Yep. Just a
Wow.
few days old.
Congratulations.
Well, thanks. Yeah. So there you go. Now I got two, Hazel and Emery. So they're going to be pals.
Yeah.
Sisters, in fact.
Well, hopefully we're about to introduce her to a new, more wonderful world.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dark Brain says, I just ordered $500 of 9 today. Oof, Brandon's inflation is real. Yeah. I'm not sure what grand of 9. I don't know what that is, but that's okay.
When you add 7 of 9, you also get, when you spell it out, you also get 11/9. By the way,
Okay.
there's so many key phrases, key names, all encoded. It's encoded in the very fabric of our reality, and this is what I've been trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
There is no, whether I'm referring to the exact, those only things that point exactly to the specific date, are the things in our reality, like the name of the plane that Americans were going to come out of Afghanistan with. It was Flight 119.
Mm-hmm.
And people like BCP notice that's the reverse of 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And it's generally held that bad events or bad numbers taken reverse represent auspicious numbers. Whether it's specifically 11/9, that could represent, the date 119, okay?
Mm-hmm.
January 19. It's just everything taken together suggests 11/9 to me, okay?
Okay.
So whether we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out. So whatever is going to happen, I believe ultimately it will come back to Q30, 1730, and or 11/9, which they are equivalent. So you add 11 and 9, you get 20. You add 17 and 3,
Mm-hmm.
and you get 20.
Okay.
So whatever that date, I think it's a date. My feeling is very strong. It's pointing to a date. I certainly would entertain any other ideas that people have. But,
Okay. Well, put your decoding hats on, folks, and have at it. We had a comment here from Green Dragon 64. Did anyone else hear about Stephen Greer faking something at a CE5 event? Yes, I saw that. I think
Space Force News.
Space Force News covered it. Yes, you're right.
You on there too?
Yeah, I was on there. Much fun. It was so much fun. But
I think I saw Austin on there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I saw him on there in the chat.
So yeah, I don't know. I've always thought that would be an easy thing to do for some hoaxer to do something like that. And I don't know, Dr. Greer. I had a show years ago on Blog Talk Radio, and I was wanting to get him on the show for interviews. I was interviewing a lot of people like that, and I was reading one of his books, and I was, I walked into the bathroom with it, and I was just going to walk out, and it flipped out of my hand. And it went into the toilet, and so,
Oh no.
and I was like about a third of the way through it. I had no desire to get a new one, and I had no desire to finish reading it. So I never.
This is like a sign.
It was definitely a sign, yeah. So I take that. You get to take a look at these things, and so that could be. But yeah, I don't know if he faked that or not. From what they were showing, it could have been anyone holding up flares out there. It might have been someone trying to catch him in something like that too. Who knows? But
It
these
definitely looked very suspicious, didn't it?
well, these days it would be so easy to do that because all you need is a couple people in the bushes or in the clubhouse, directing the drones out to go, oh, go over here and flash 3 times and do that,
So do you think that makes all his other previous work on disclosure somehow suspect?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I think that he is I don't trust your career either. He's CIA for one thing. And Andrew was introduced to him in the 70s as he said, here, this is Stephen Greer. He is CIA and he likes young boys, and he smiled at the young boys. It's like, oh, okay. Well,
I know, but I'm talking about Greer. Greer had the disclosure
right.
Meetings with Congress or whatever.
Right. Well, that's he was just kind of the facilitator of that, and it's the event was really all on the shoulders of the people giving the testimony. So, and of course Greer put it together, so he deserves all the credit, and it was a huge eye opener. In fact, Leslie Kane was a PBS journalist. When she saw that, it freaked her out, and she's written a book. I've interviewed her. She's firmly into that, although she's mainstream media type person too. But yeah. So yeah, Greer, I don't trust him either, but he did do some good work. I think that he's controlled opposition, and they allow these people to do certain things, but not other things. Like he claims all ETs are good. How can you say that? Well, if people are traveling in space, then they have to be good people. That's not necessarily true. Look, we're in space. We're not all good. That just proves it right there. I mean, you don't have to be very smart to figure that out. So that's why I think he's put there to give that specific message.
Well, that's one of the things I've said all along. Remember that lots of evil will disguise itself as good. There are a number of evil people who do very good things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and that's one of the problems. That's one of the problems is, if we knew these people that are the rhinos were bad, we would have got rid of them a long time ago, but we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Many people supported these people, thinking they were, good people.
Mm-hmm.
And they did do good things in the past. So it's just one of those things that that's what when the drops talk about, enjoy the movie, there's actors, right, play these people all playing a role.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say they know they're playing a role. I say, they're playing a role that God has laid out for them.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Cajun Jules. Yeah, Phil Snyder. He was another good guy too. I think he was murdered for sure. Yeah, you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. It's what Obi-Wan Kenobi is telling R2-D2 and young Luke Skywalker as they look on to Washington, D.C. That's the meme. They're looking on to Washington, D.C., but that's a line out of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, I snapped that one up. So if you're my friend on Facebook, you'll see a lot of these memes. So we're still memeing like crazy over there on Facebook. Trying to wake up these normies. Someone has to do it.
Is anybody surprised by the fact that a bunch of rhinos decide to support the 666 Build Back Beijing Better plan?
Well, I think they got enough.
Really no surprise, right?
Well, they got blackmailing everybody, you know. So
We
sad.
didn't want this to happen, of course, but I think this is to show us this goes even deeper than we thought. You know, that this part of what's going on is meant to reveal these people even further.
Mm-hmm. You know
The
what?
only way we
You know what? Sorry to interrupt you, but I remember something that Andrew Bashago said a few years ago, that his contact in the CIA, Courtney Hunt, told him that, if I'm remembering this correctly, told him that in the spring, in a springtime, the American people are going to find out that the majority of the Congress, of their senators and representatives, the majority of them are all CIA members. And it's going to, there's going to be a big upheaval. And so this might be this spring coming up. Just think about that. That might finally come true. So that would be interesting. Something to hope for.
yeah.
But in the meantime, we're all causing it to happen now. I mean, a number of states have sued the president and his unconstitutional mandate through OSHA. I think it's funny that OSHA would be sticking its neck out, because I would think that the OSHA standards would negate something like wearing a mask, because you can't, under OSHA regulations, you can't deprive your workers of oxygen. So,
Well, not just that, they're recommending a technology that does not work.
right.
They're stamped on the mask will not stop a virus, you know?
Right. But they will cause bacterial pneumonia, and that's what they want. They want bacterial pneumonia. Now, in 1918, more people died from bacterial pneumonia than they did from the Spanish flu. So it's the same playbook that they're using for 100 years. It's not like they're not predictable. They're doing the same thing. But
one of the things I thought was very encouraging is the fact that they have given waivers to a lot of these military people so that they don't have to get the jab.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think that was on the more recent BCT, where he talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's been a federal judge gave a stay to that rule that takes place on January 4th, or I don't know how long that stay lasts.
Mm-hmm.
But any stay is progress, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
the only stay that's not
the
only stay that's not progress is when your in-laws stay over. That's not a good stay. So I just put up this meme that I saw today. I posted today as well. It shows a prosecution lawyer with his face in his hand. He looks totally dejected. It says Rittenhouse prosecution after witness Grosskreutz admits he only got shot after he drew his gun on Kyle and advanced on him. All of their narratives are crumbling around them.
Yeah.
It's so good to see. You know what? There's a saying I learned like in second grade, and it's still so good. He who laughs last laughs the best. So a patient man, and boy, is Trump ever a patient man. I don't think people would have considered him a patient man before, but man, is he patient. Wow.
He has he also has the benefit of knowing exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is a plan he's carrying out. So.
Yeah, but the plan has to be, instantly changeable, because even though the deep state knows they've lost the chess game, they still have a couple pieces left to play. And
Right.
so, you know,
But the game is known. The game will be lost.
right. But we still have to
So
analyze every move, though.
he knows the Patriots have his back. He knows the Patriots stand up. He knows.
Yeah.
There's lots of hope right now. There's lots of bad things happening, and I'm sure there's lots of people that have a hard time believing that anything's going to turn around. But
Yeah.
but it is. It's already turning around.
Yeah. I think that one of the biggest problems that society has today is that there is a cartoon image of the other side. No matter what side you're on, there's a cartoon image of the other side that's completely false. You know, so once those get battered down and defeated because they're just nonsensical, and you know, we go on an individual basis rather than anything else, that's when we're going to progress. And everything's up to us, folks. We're the ones we've been waiting for, and we're the only ones that can do this to get us out of this mess that we're in. So people need to keep standing up in a local level, whatever things you can do to affect local change and be the change that your grandcestors from 1776 would be proud of. Hello, Kelly George.
Let your consciousness reflect no fear. I mean, that in itself is standing up.
Yeah.
That's rejecting all their narratives. That's saying, no, you know, we're stronger than you. We don't need to. We need to listen to your fear.
Yeah. I wore my Invisimask shirt out again today, and I went right to Wally World, and one of the guys that works there came up and fist bumped me. He loves this shirt. He does not like his work making him wear a mask. He was not wearing a mask today because he wasn't working. So he didn't wear it there. But so yeah, wow. Yeah, just something like wearing a shirt can really help. And you can get one of these shirts in the merch shop. What a coincidence, huh? So there you go. It can help bring about change, give people confidence in their own immune system, for heaven's sakes. It's done us good for millions of years. So yeah, they were blasting here today. They were blasting here, apparently. They're putting in go ahead.
Somebody sent me to a podcast today. It's called let's see, what was it? Parasites. What's the name of that?
Lexi Eisenhower.
What's the name of this thing? But anyway, this thing's all about parasites, and this guy had asthma and allergies, and they're very bad. And he read this report that said people who have hookworm have the 50% less susceptible to asthma. He said, that's odd. So he dug into it a little more and discovered this is absolutely true. And this guy set out, this sounds crazy, this guy set out to get hookworm. He was on vacation to Cambodia. I'm not going to say what he did, but he walked through some vile stuff, and he got hookworm.
Yeah.
And all his asthma went away, and his allergies went away. So now the guy, again, I'm not going to get graphic here. The guy found how to isolate this hookworm, and now he sells hookworms, purified hookworms, to the public, and a large number of people are being cured of their diseases. And he said, people ask him, well, how does this work? Well, the basics to how it works is there are like 80 known diseases in which the immune system over responds, and the disease is actually related to the over response of the immune system. Crohn's disease is one of those. In Crohn's disease, your body produces nitric oxide, and the nitric oxide reacts with the villi in your intestine and causes it to ulcerate, make an ulcer on it. And it has a lot of negative effects. When that happens, you don't absorb your food near as well. You tend to get anemic because you don't absorb iron. There's lots of consequences, and it's a case of an overactive response of your immune system. So the basic premise is that for thousands of years, humanity has had to deal with these hookworms, that they've truly become somewhat of a symbiotic relationship. So we thought these hookworms were all negative, but they're actually are giving us something back.
Okay. Well, hey, for people who want a pet with little care, you don't have to do anything. I mean, it's right. You're taking care of it automatically. There you go. You got a pet.
Well, the thing is, now we as modern humans know that we should be able to determine what is being secreted by this hookworm that's calming down our immune response, so that we don't need hookworms to do this. You know, all we have to do is isolate a single molecule of whatever thing's producing, and then organic chemists out there can mass produce this molecule.
Yeah.
And it'll be a new medicine that really works.
Or we can put it in one of those nanobots. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No nanobots for me.
Food. You just put it in food.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but there's been a huge advance in antivenoms from the common possum.
Oh, the possum, huh?
In the United States, yeah. It turns out that they figured the possums over the thousands of years has got bit by so many poisonous snakes and spiders that in its blood it contains an almost universal antivenom. And you can read about this online, how they isolated this. And at first they set up a reserve, or actually feeding the possums in exchange for getting some of their blood to isolate this. Until they isolated enough of it that then chemists got to work and actually found out how to make it so they no longer have to, get transfusions of possum blood. But this is a very big thing because it works against almost all poisonous snakes. There's a few scorpions and snakes in the Orient or something that don't respond, but they figured the possum never got exposed to that venom.
Wow, interesting.
But that's just an example of how nature, we have so much to learn about nature. Built into nature is a very important cure for things that ail us. This is another reason why the loss of a single species might be quite devastating. But it's pretty fascinating when you dig into some of these things. That's where it starts. This guy does this, selling it online. He's not a scientist or anything. And I'm sure they'll start to shut him down. But in the meantime, there's enough evidence emerging from what he's done that it certainly makes, who knows? If nobody picks up that mantle sometime, I might,
There you go.
I might set out to figure out what it is that tiny little hookworm is making that cures all these diseases.
Yeah.
It's important.
Hookworm. I wonder if those work for fishing. Then you wouldn't need a hook. You just get the worm with the hook.
Not quite, but
maybe that's what it is. So since you mentioned possum, I put up a picture of the awesome possum. And so there he is, the awesome possum.
He is an awesome possum.
Yeah. And
that's another thing unless you knew about the possum.
All the truth questers here are awesome possums too. So thank you, you awesome possums out there.
Yeah.
And everybody knows, I
The
think,
deep state's the disease, and we are the cure.
yeah. Everybody probably here knows I'm working on a couple of books with that character that I'm creating. And in the second book, Awesome Possum Goes to School, he meets his friend, Gary Goose. And so this is what Gary Goose might look like. I'm working on him right now, but here's like a little sketch, give you an idea of what Gary Goose is going to look like. Good old Gary Goose. So yeah, having fun. So now I have Miss Moose, Awesome Possum, and Gary Goose pretty much figured out. And now I have to do the rest of the characters. So that's that. I go from a sketch right to digital image in my Inkscape program, free program, vector art. You can scale it up, scale it down. So that's Gary Goose. He's a goose. He's going to be like a white goose. So I'm figuring out his hands are kind of like wing hands, you know. All these things you have to figure out for all these characters, and they have to have clothes because they have to, want the kids to relate to them. So yeah, there's that. There is that. And let me see here. Yeah, all right. I think one of these is it. Is that it?
You could have a little fun facts booklet that you could put with it that say, did you know the common American possum carries in his blood an almost universal antivenom,
That'd be cool.
and tell them how, explain to the kids that possums actually save the lives of many, many people that get bit by poisonous spiders or snakes.
Mm-hmm. Could be. We could do that. Here's one of the pages. This page isn't done, but it's close. Just to get the background down a little bit better and some of the things in the foreground as well.
Did you know the common possum also eats approximately 5,000 kicks a day?
Well, they're not eating enough here because I got to take them off these dogs, so they need to step it up a bit.
Some more possums.
Yeah, we need more awesome possums. There's Awesome Possum eating his breakfast before his first day of school. He's wondering if Miss Moose is going to be his teacher. Of course, she ends up being his teacher. He's pretty happy about that. Apparently, she's a really good teacher. And why wouldn't she be? Look at her. There you go. That's that page. Too much fun, huh? Having some fun here. La, 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 la. Oh, here's something too. I don't usually post sports things. I usually don't. I'm just not interested in sports. But this one, pretty good. Pretty good. And you got to like the guy's first name too. He's got a cool first name. Aaron Rodgers saying, I believe strongly in body autonomy. Health is not one size fits all for everybody. You have a right to make decisions about your body. That should be an inalienable right. It is. It is. And that's why anything else is unconstitutional and it's going to fail in the courts. So here's to Aaron Rodgers standing up to the tyranny when there's so much pressure not to. So hallelujah. I'm sure he'll be canceled in a hurry. They'll probably get Colin Kaepernick in there or something. Right?
Remember, they can only do so much without a supported electorate,
Mm-hmm.
And more and more people abandon and turn away from these people, their ability to actually carry out their plans diminish dramatically. And so they get to the point where they're trapped. And then that's when we kick their butts to where appropriate to prison or they get tried for treason. So
Yeah.
this is going to happen. This is going to happen worldwide.
Yeah. Worldwide.
Worldwide.
Yeah. So I thought it was great.
And we got to all stay healthy because we want to all bear witness to that jubilant day when this happens to for mankind.
Yep.
It's really a transition of mankind. That's why we're here.
Yes. I agree. Oh, here's something interesting. I was watching a video. It's, I think, Mr. MB333. He's a guy that does those Google Map things. Oops, that's not it. And
A lot of interesting content.
So he found this. Someone else showed him something else near this on the top of the world, like near the Arctic Ocean, near the top of the world. And there's this triangle structure with 3 pods. He was thinking that they look like the Tic Tac pods, spaceships.
Huh.
But this is like in the frozen tundra. I think it's more like these are growing pods for vegetation in this living, like obviously some sort of futuristic base or some kind. Very
About
interesting.
3 years ago, he had a really cool episode on there. He had 2 episodes actually, where he showed these things that look like trees, gigantic tree stumps in the middle of Madagascar.
Oh yeah.
So you've all looked that up.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
Oh yeah.
To this day, I kind of want to start an expedition and go over there and land on top of that thing, and see what it really is. Because it's got structures that look like what you find in a typical tree.
Well, you don't need to go that far. Devil's Mountain's the same thing. They even found the root system below it. The root system's petrified too. It's all there. They've seen it with ground penetrating radar.
Wow.
So Devil's Mountain was a big tree too. So yeah. So from that we can deduct, obviously, Paul Bunyan was real. Obviously. So
well, they told us that on Mars there's these trees that have at their width is 2 miles wide at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed in different but they consider different seasons on Mars, and you can see like branches in one part of the season, and the other part you can't see the branches, like it has leaves on it.
Okay.
Kind of like that. What is that movie? That movie with the giant tree. It's like that. A banyan tree, what they say it looks like.
What?
But what's that mean with the
what?
The blue tall blue people? Oh God, what my brain isn't working. What?
Uh-oh. I just clicked on something.
Movie, I'm sure maybe you didn't see the movie because you don't watch many movies, but
right.
Someone out there knows what I'm talking about. It's a blockbuster movie.
All right. I'm kind of freaking out here. I can't see the chat right now. I clicked something by accident, and I'm trying to get back to the chat here. Hold on. Let me see if I can do that. It's going to let me back in there. I accidentally hit something. I don't like these mouses, man. It's so easy to just accidentally hit it.
I can't believe I can't remember names. We've done it more than one time.
Okay.
It's Sigourney Weaver in it.
Okay, we're back. Okay, good. Oh, that was heralding. Well, there you go. Hello, Sharon King. Looks like everyone's staying nice and comfy. Yeah, this thing looks very curious. It's right on top of the world, and what is it, right? What the heck is it? We just don't know. Let's see.
That guy documented around the world where there's a huge amounts of UVC hitting our planet.
Okay.
UVC rays, and that's very harmful to life. UVC, so it should not be coming to the surface. And of course, one can speculate, how it's getting here. One speculation is that the biggest damage that's occurred to the ozone layer is from all the governments of the world, that all their atomic tests have done the damage to the ozone layer.
Yeah.
So.
Well, didn't we fix the ozone? I thought we fixed it.
Well, no, it improved. It does heal over time. The problem is, right now, when the planet starts to tilt a little, then the magnetic field drops off. The magnetic field is needed to it puts a shield around the planet that protects us from ionizing radiation coming from the sun.
Uh-huh.
And so, which means if a solar flare were to hit us when in that state, it would be very bad because there's nothing to protect us from that radiation.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you heard last night on Space Force News, they're talking about there's a major solar flare supposed to hit us on Thursday.
Yeah.
Veterans Day.
There's going to be a bunch of them hitting us. And this is what Corey Good's been saying for many years now. He said, when the solar flare is going to happen, you're going to see lots of volcanoes going off. What are we seeing? Volcanoes going off. Lots of earthquakes. We're seeing lots of earthquakes. And the sun is acting up, and it's starting to spit out. So.
Well, did you see the David Wilcock video where he shows the Russian research that shows that our consciousness and the consciousness of the sun are interconnected, so that they know that in some respects we cause sunspots, our consciousness does.
Okay.
As well as the sunspots affect our consciousness. It's a mutual thing, and that it really could be possible that our awakening of our consciousness is what brings about the solar flash.
Yeah,
it's to our attention.
That's what Corey has been saying for years. It will be here when we're ready for it, or when enough of us are ready for it. But so.
And there's scientific proof of that.
Yeah, and it's just amazing that stuff he said 6 years ago is starting to come true. And he was given the time period between 2023 and 2024 for this to happen. And he also said that there's a Galactic League of Nations, League of Nations that was started, I believe, by Ronald Reagan, to get all of the governments of the world involved in this secret space program. And all they have to do is give up a 1% of their gross national product and keep this completely secret. And then they can have part of their population have their own little outpost out in space as a preservation of species program, because they showed these people the evidence they found on the moon of ejecta from the sun, and that it's predictable that the Earth goes through these life-canceling cycles, and we're about ready to get another one. So we want you guys to we want every country to be represented in the future of humanity. So do you want to join us in this brave new future to guarantee human life in case Earth expires? I mean, who would say no to that, right? So they did that. But now Corey just gave another little briefing, and I guess now there were some Federation people that came to this outpost of some of these Galactic League of Nations. What happened was they've developed so many breakthroughs that they wanted to bring these breakthroughs forward for their population. And then these Federation people came in and said, no, we have stuff we've already done that you can use. You can use this stuff and put nanites in your body. And she had a relationship with one of these guys, and she ended up making decisions for the whole colony, that, she probably shouldn't have. And then it was too late, and she even got the nanites put in her. It takes like a 30-day process for it to totally mesh with your neurons and be able to, be in control of your body and everything. But halfway through it, she figured it out, and she downloaded all of the information onto a portable something or other, and got her friend, who was like another one who was not injected with this stuff yet. And they actually stole a spaceship and escaped to a relative of hers in some outpost somewhere. They did end up finding her, and they started like throwing away stuff and purging all the information they had. And they got closer, and the ship said, no, we're like the wandering star. We're like representing the free people. We saw all the information that you put onto the internet, or their version of the internet, and we're for freedom. So now there's this ragtag fleet of people against this AI. So very exciting.
Did you hear of I think it was also on BCP, he said that Gavin Gruesome hasn't been, I'm going to use that word, Gavin Gruesome hasn't been seen
right
since he got the jab on the 27th of October.
Yep, his second one, yep. And he's canceled all future engagements too. So he's gone. He's gone.
So they don't know whether he might be.
He's dead.
Might be sick.
He's either.
Well, he may not be dead, but he's sick.
I think he's dead. I think he's dead. Also, weren't they prepping Bill Clinton to be the next state funeral? I thought.
Next what?
State funeral.
I don't know.
State funeral.
Where'd you hear that?
I saw something. You know where it was. It has to be true, because I saw it. I was standing in line at the grocery store, and it was on one of the
tabloids.
Yes, and we all know that they got a lot more truth than the news. So there you go. Has to be true.
Yeah.
Has to be true. Hey, the Brooklyn Way is here. Hello, Brooklyn Way. Sharon King.
Remember the Men in Black? That's where the agents get their information from the tabloids. That's where the true information is. Remember they said that? Oh,
really? It's been so many years since I've seen. I haven't.
Men in Black movies. Lee Jones says.
I think.
It says that's where all the true information is in the tabloid.
That's true.
That's what.
It's true. It's true now. Definitely true. Yeah. No, I've only seen one of those movies, and it was so long ago. Apparently, they have more than one movie now, huh?
3 of them, yeah.
Oh. I did not know that. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I think Newsom was a dirty bird. Abby says, yes, Abby. Hey, Philip Oliver. Aaron, 2 will be taken and 3 will be shaken. So Q said, yeah. 2 will be taken and 3 will be shaken. Interesting. You sure he's not talking about shake and bake? Just kidding. Someone said he's attending Family Matters. Yeah, like his funeral. Family Matters. He's attending Family Matters. Yeah, you know what I pray that everyone that in my family who's gotten that, I just hope that they got the saline, the placebo. I guess some of them are placebos. That's the only hope, I think, for people who've taken it, is that they got the placebo, hopefully.
Just remember, God is in control, so whatever's supposed to happen will happen,
Yeah. And we live forever, and not in these bodies, but
Right.
in other forms. Yeah. So yeah. So that's that. Let's see. Oh, Sharon King says, oh, sorry, I just heard my name. Yeah, hello, Sharon King, I said. And Philip Oliver and Abby and everybody who's here, Green Dragon 64. He's making arrangements. Yeah, funeral arrangements. Yeah. Yeah, I saw a picture of him. I think he tweeted it out. He's sitting in a chair, just got his second GAB, and he's got his arms like this, and he's like flexing his muscles. And he looks pretty fit. I mean, he's slender. He looks pretty fit, but it doesn't matter if you're fit, if you're getting experimental things pumped into you. Gene altering experiment with nanobots and who knows what else. I just think that in the future, the way that we view bloodletting now is the way we're going to view not vacations, but a word that sounds a lot like vacations, but meaning something else. I think we're going to look at that much like we look at bloodletting now, because bloodletting was a very common thing that they did. Now we look upon it as being barbaric. So I think, injecting toxins into your body, expecting something good to come from it, I just think it's a complete misnomer. And if we weren't just so hard to kill, I mean, those would have killed us off a long time ago. We're obviously very adaptive. Thank goodness. But must be frustrating for all these evildoers. Oh, darn. They survived that too. Yeah, well.
Well, it helps that they're never supposed to win in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. The good guys always win in the end.
Yeah.
That's
Now they do have some successes, but that's part of the that teach us.
You can't see the light without darkness. If you shined a flashlight into a well-lit room, nobody would notice. But if you shine that flashlight into a dark room, it would be very noticed. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think all drugs should be placebos. They should just replace all drugs with placebos. It would work 40% of the time, and no one would ever get addicted to the drugs. It'd be perfect. Do you think?
Mm.
Make all drugs placebo. Boom. If I'm president, my first day, all drugs are now placebos. Boom.
Well, it's probably more effective than mainstream drugs because they're not intended to do anything more than to treat symptoms.
Yeah. Like HCQ is a derivative of tree bark, which has been like a remedy for thousands of years. So when they Yeah, when they say
At the
HC,
time that they were telling it wasn't safe,
Right.
19 million Americans were taking it every year.
I know.
All the U.S. service people had to take it, and
Hmm.
they had lots of experience over many, many, many years.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
But you,
all that's known. It's just, they don't allow people to get these other treatments. You're left with one treatment fits all, which is, of course, we know why that is.
yeah. The culling. And so we just have to stay one step ahead, folks. Don't give in. Don't give up. There's always a new day tomorrow, and new, better things are coming. This nightmare is going to end, and hopefully it's going to end with that whole part of that industry being looked under a very keen microscope, with some very intelligent people coming to the right conclusions about everything.
Well, we had laws in the past that helped in these situations, and then of course corrupt individuals got rid of those laws.
Yeah.
The things that would help them responsible for deaths, for example. Companies that made these things were held responsible, and then we got rid of that law. It's insane that they shouldn't be held responsible for. That's one of the checks and balances that works, right? Then, $100 billion class action lawsuit against them, they start to take notice, or.
Yeah.
But
So there's Timex. Timex. There he is. And I also want to I don't know if Sandy Sue is in the chat. I didn't see her. That doesn't mean she's not there. But I want to thank her again for that piece of art that she had commissioned over there from that artist in Poland. And I took it and I kind of cropped it and put my little logo on it there. So there's that. Oops. Where is it? There it is. So there's that. So thank you so much, Sandy Sue, 22. That's rocking. So that's pretty cool. All right. Well, it looks like nobody's calling in tonight. God made us very strong. Our immune system can fight off thousands of different diseases. Yes, it's worked for millions of years. Thousands or millions or however long we've been here. Here's Sandy Sue.
Yep.
I'm glad that you saw that. You're welcome, Sandy. You're very welcome.
We have a highly adaptive system.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to look at it more carefully, look up the process called, actually it's not one process, it's a series of like 2,000 different processes known as NF-KB, all capital, except for the B is a little, capital N, capital F dash, I got that wrong. I said little K, capital B.
Okay.
It stands for nuclear factor kappa beta. And it is our whole aging process is tied up in that too. There's something called the SIRT1 gene, SIRT, all capital 1, letter 1.
Okay.
Number 1. You can research that if you want to understand how resveratrol works to possibly slow the aging process.
Okay.
And a huge number of the anti-cancer drugs attempt to alter one of these processes that are part of this huge tree of processes. And in theory, if they did it the right way, it would work. The problem is the individual cancers are all different. So one of the things I discovered is if you shut down the whole process, whole series of processes, which you can do, that all of a sudden you've got something that works against virtually all cancers. And you're not shutting this process off forever. You're just turning it off for a little time. And the cancer, because it's out of control growth, can't take that interruption. And so it like fizzles out. So incidentally, this process is related to a lot of the negative things that happen in rheumatoid arthritis, in Crohn's disease, lupus, the abnormal blood clotting in lupus is related to this set of processes. A lot of these negative things are related to that. So by studying this set of processes more, we'll be able to stop many diseases.
All right.
They don't want you to know that because they want to put out things that really don't stop the disease, but instead just kind of make the symptoms a little better.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm just trying to find something here. Okay, I finally found it. Sandy wanted me to put the original picture up, so I got that here. So there we go. I think this is it. Let's see. That should be it. Yeah. There it is. Thank you so much, Sandy Sue. As you can see, here's Elvis, and he's giving his blessings. So it's very awesome. And the crowd's going nuts. And there's another image of me right here, my photo. And okay. Yeah. Yeah, Sandy Sue is a fantastic person. So thank you so much, Sandy Sue. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So thank you so much. And she's an artist in Poland, Dorita Kubuka, something like that. Aaron, are you the real Elvis? No, I'm not. I'm just one of the very many fans that likes to do a tribute to that man.
Hey, Elvis, you ought to get. I mean, Elvis, Aaron, you ought to get a license to be able to conduct a wedding ceremony so that you can.
I almost had
Elvis.
I had someone that wanted to get married. This couple, they wanted me to marry them, and they were going to do it on Lake Minnetonka back in my hometown Mound, and make me the temporary captain of the ship, and then it could be done. But however, sometime before the event or the date, they broke up, so they ended up not getting married. So I didn't get a chance to do that.
So it seems like you could somehow get certified to be able to conduct weddings, and then you could do so as Elvis.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, let's see. Sandy wants me to.
And then you can play in their wedding.
I've played lots of weddings, that's for sure. But I've never been the guy to actually marry. That I only just came close that one time. But so I'm trying to find my Elvis pictures that those were taken from. Let me see. Something's over there. Okay. I think I might have caught a mouse. Something's over there. I'm gonna have to go, folks, pretty soon. I have a little mouse friend here. Something's going on. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take care of that. So, okay. So this is one of the photos. And I think I'm gonna have to just to leave it at this for now. I gotta take care of this little fella that popped up here. So I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit. You can tell she really is a Photoshop genius because it's pretty much in the dark here. That's from one of my first photo shoots. And that is me. And so, yeah, Sandy said that she sent the 2 pictures to the woman, Dorita, and she said, "Oh, I think you misunderstood. I don't need any more pictures of Elvis. I need pictures of the impersonator." And she said, "Oh, that is him." She goes, "What?" So that was kind of nice to hear. Let me see if I can find the other one. Oh yeah, here it is.
Aaron, do you ever go over and watch Journey to Truth
Yeah,
over with Tyler and Aaron?
yeah.
Did you see that guy that I think it's Dan? He's one of the 20 backers. Or that's what he claims to be.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that guy. Yeah, I'm not so convinced about that guy. Here's the other one, folks, and something is making noise right over there. I have to go take care of this wild animal in my house. So I guess this is going to be it. So thank you so much, Max, for calling in. I really appreciate it. He gave some excellent information. If you want to rewind it and listen to those numbers he gave off, and this might be some.
Man can summon the future.
One man can summon the future. All right, everybody. I want to thank the mods, the best mods in the business. And I also want to thank all the members of the chat. You guys rock. And everyone who watches, shares, and likes the show, thank you so much. Please subscribe. Subscribe all your friends, even your enemies. And keep your camera and phone up to the sky to take that picture so you can come on to the Truth Quest and talk about it. And remember, you rock. Peace in.